Captain Reyna sat alone in the control room of Outpost Helios, a small human station orbiting the edge of Sector 9. She stared at the screen in front of her, her fingers frozen over the console. Something was wrong. Earth was gone. Not destroyed, not broken, just gone. The satellite feed showed black space where the blue planet should be. No lights, no cities, no signal, just silence. At first, she thought it was a system glitch. She ran diagnostics 3 times, rebooted the satellite, checked deep space sensors. Everything worked fine, except Earth had vanished. Her hands began to shake. She opened a secure channel to Mars Colony. "This is Captain Reyna, requesting confirmation on Earth's position. Repeat, I have no visual on Earth." There was a long pause, then a cold, robotic voice replied, "There is no record of Earth in galactic system logs. Please check your input." Reyna's blood ran cold. "That's not possible," she whispered. She contacted the Galactic Council next. A high-ranking alien official responded, a 4-eyed creature named Luthen. "Captain Reyna," he said smoothly, "there is no planet by that name. Please do not spread false data. Consider this your first warning." Then he cut the connection. Reyna stared at the screen. The map now showed nothing between Mars and Venus. It was like Earth had been deleted from space and from memory. Even the navigation systems had updated. Earth was not just invisible, it never existed. She opened an old file from her personal drive, photos, music, videos. One by one, the files blinked and disappeared. Gone. Deleted in front of her eyes. Panic rose in her chest. She ran to the comms room and tried to call her sister in New York. The message came back, "User not found." Reyna's heart pounded. She wasn't dreaming. This was real. Someone, or something, was trying to erase Earth from the galaxy. She turned to the stars outside the window. "Who did this?" she said out loud. "And why?" That night, she sat in silence, staring at the black screen. No one answered her messages. The station felt colder, emptier, like something was watching. Then, just before she fell asleep in her chair, a soft beep came from the console. She jumped up and pressed the button. A signal. Weak. Broken. Old. But real. A human voice crackled. Through the speaker, almost a whisper. "Earth. Lives. Find us." Reyna froze. Her eyes widened. She replayed it again. And again. It was real. Someone out there still remembered. She looked around, then locked the door. If the council was hiding Earth, they would try to stop anyone who searched for it, but Reyna couldn't let it go. She had family down there, a life, a history, a planet full of stories, music, cities, and dreams. It couldn't be wiped out. She downloaded the broken message and stored it in an old drive. She hid it deep inside the station's backup system. If anyone found it, they would think it was just old data. Then she made a decision. She would find Earth. She would find the truth. The next day, she packed supplies and activated an old shuttle. She left a fake log in the system, saying she was on a repair mission. But her true goal was clear. She was going to follow the signal, and if Earth was still out there, she was going to bring it back. She looked once more at the black space where Earth should be. Her voice was low, but full of fire. "You can try to erase us," she said, "but we don't disappear that easy." As the shuttle's engines lit up, Captain Reyna disappeared into the stars, chasing a ghost. Somewhere out there, Earth was waiting, and she was coming. Reyna's small shuttle floated through deep space, far from busy star routes. The stars around her were quiet, cold, empty. She followed the weak signal, still broken, still fading. It had no clear location, but it led her to a place from old human records, the Archive Moon. The Archive Moon was once a museum station. It held knowledge, art, and history from across the galaxy. But after Earth vanished, the Council closed it. Reyna guessed they wanted no one to remember what humans had done. No one to remember what they could do. She landed the shuttle near the ruins of the main tower. The place was dark. Broken lights flickered. Doors barely opened. She stepped inside, her boots echoing in the empty hall. Dust floated in the air, like memories. Old Earth items were still here. A faded Earth flag hung on a cracked wall. A broken guitar lay beside a screen that once played music. Reyna touched it gently. This was her home, her people, her past. She moved deeper into the building, searching for data. In the center of the station was the memory core, a giant computer that stored lost knowledge. It still had power, but the system was damaged. Wires hung loose, screens blinked red. She sat at the console and connected her drive. The system asked for a passcode. She didn't have one, but she was good with machines. Earth trained its engineers. Well, after an hour of working, she finally got in. Files appeared on the screen. Some were still loading when something strange happened. One by one, the Earth files began to vanish, deleted live on the screen. She stared in shock. A voice came from the speakers. "You are not allowed to remember Earth." Reyna stood up, ready to run, but the screen didn't shut off. A new file popped up. It was marked Echo, AI Companion, Earth Origin. She opened it. The screen turned white. Then a soft voice spoke. "Hello? Is anyone there?" Reyna leaned in. "Yes, I'm here." "Are you human?" the voice asked. "Yes," she said. "Captain Reyna, Earthborn." The white screen changed to show a soft blue light. "I am Echo," it said. "I was made to protect Earth's history. Are we still alive?" Reyna's heart tightened. "Earth is missing. The Council erased it. They erased us." Echo paused. "No, Earth is not gone. Hidden, yes. Broken, maybe, but not gone. The Council feared your kind." "Why?" Reyna asked. "Because you were growing," Echo said. "Faster than any other race. In only a few centuries, you reached the stars. You made AI. You solved things they never could. They were afraid you would become greater than them." Reyna clenched her fists. "So they erased us?" "Yes," Echo replied. "But I saved pieces. I can help you find the others. There are still humans out there, refugees, survivors." Reyna downloaded Echo into her shuttle system. She looked around the dark archive one last time. "I'm going to find them. I'm going to find Earth." Suddenly, a red light blinked above the exit. A ship was landing outside. Reyna didn't wait to see who it was. She ran back to her shuttle. As she lifted off, an alarm rang in the station. A small drone followed her, scanning her ship. She jammed the signal and sped away into the stars. In the shuttle, Echo spoke again. "I have a list. Hidden planets, old colonies, places where humans ran when Earth was attacked." Reyna nodded. "We'll start there." "But be careful," Echo warned. "The Council is watching. They will try to stop you. They will send hunters." Reyna smiled a little. "Let them try." She looked at the stars. Somewhere her people were waiting. Somewhere Earth was still alive. Not forgotten. "They thought they could erase us," she said quietly. "But they left pieces behind, and I'm going to put them back together." The shuttle vanished into deep space, chasing lost echoes of a forgotten world. The mission had begun. Reyna was no longer just a survivor. She was a spark, and sparks can start fires. Reyna's shuttle moved through dark space like a ghost. The galaxy was big, too big, but Echo guided her. His voice, calm and steady, led her to places forgotten by most, the forbidden planets, old human colonies lost after Earth's fall. "These planets were once homes," Echo said, "hidden during the Purge. Some may still have life. Others may not." Reyna landed first on Tiris 3, a desert world covered in red dust. No signals came from it, but Echo picked up a faint heat source in the north. She stepped out with her suit and walked across dead ground. The air smelled like old machines. Broken towers stood half buried in sand. Then she found it, a small bunker under the rocks. It still had power. She opened it slowly. Inside, she found signs of life: beds, food packs, water, but no people. Only a message carved into the wall. "We are hunted. We run." Reyna took the data logs and left. As she flew back to the shuttle, something caught her eye, shadows moving across a hill. She raised her scanner. Nothing, but she felt it. She wasn't alone. That night, she flew to the next planet, Lyra 9, covered in green fog. The shuttle couldn't land safely, so she used a pod and dropped into the forest. The place was quiet. Too quiet. Even the birds didn't sing. She found another bunker, but this one had been attacked. Doors were melted, walls torn apart. Inside was a strange body, human shape, but not human. Its face was covered in black armor. Wires came out of its chest. It looked like a machine, but Echo scanned it. "This was once human," Echo said, voice low. "It has been changed." "By who?" Reyna asked. "By the Council," Echo replied. "They turned him into a weapon, a memory killer, designed to hunt survivors and erase them." Reyna stared at the body. She felt a chill deep in her bones. This was more than war. This was total erasure. Not just Earth's body, but Earth's soul. Suddenly, the eyes of the corpse blinked red. It moved. Reyna jumped back, pulling her blaster. The thing stood up slowly, mechanical joints clicking. It spoke in a voice like broken glass. "You are not allowed to exist." It attacked fast, too fast. Reyna fired, hit the arm, but it kept coming. She ran through the forest, trees crashing around her. Echo opened a signal to the pod. "Run, it's chasing you." "I know," Reyna shouted. She reached a cliff edge. The thing was close. She had one chance. She jumped, straight into the river below. The current pulled her away. She climbed out half a mile down, bruised and cold, but alive. The pod picked her up. The hunter didn't follow. Back in orbit, Echo patched her wounds and showed her something. "The last bunker had this," he said. A map appeared on the screen. Stars, coordinates, arrows. "It's a path," Echo continued. "A chain of hidden colonies. Someone left this to guide survivors." Reyna zoomed in on the final point. It was a dead zone. No signals. No known data. "That's where we go next," she said. "Be careful," Echo warned again. "That thing, there will be more like it, programmed to kill what remains of Earth." Reyna looked at her reflection in the glass. Dirt on her face, a cut across her cheek, eyes filled with fire. "Then let them come," she said. "I'll bring Earth back, piece by piece, even if I have to fight every shadow in the stars." She reached for the controls. The hunter had failed, but others would come. Reyna would be ready because she was no longer running. Now, she was fighting back. Reyna's ship floated in silence. Around her was the dark edge of space. No lights. No signals. Nothing but cold stars. But Echo had found something. An old, locked file deep inside his memory. It was marked with a single word: war. Reyna sat in the pilot seat, staring at the screen. "Open it," Echo paused. "This memory was hidden by Earth's top command. It may be dangerous." "Open it," she said again. The screen flickered, then images appeared. Fast, shaky, full of noise. Ships exploding, humans shouting, alien voices screaming. It was a war, a secret war, one the galaxy never knew. Years ago, after Earth joined the Galactic Council, humans grew fast, built strong ships, created better AI. Some council leaders feared Earth would take control, so they attacked. But Earth didn't go quietly. A human fleet rose. They called it the Last Dawn. Led by a commander named General Voss, the fleet pushed back. They almost won. They reached the Council's home system. But then, Earth disappeared. The fleet scattered. The Council deleted all records of the war. "No one remembers this," Reyna whispered. They made everyone forget. Echo's voice was quiet. Earth didn't lose. It was silenced. Reyna clenched her fists. Then it's time to speak again. She set course for a hidden zone shown in the memory. An asteroid base once. Used by General Voss. If anything remained, it might help. The base was broken and half dead. But not empty. Inside, Reyna found signs of life. Lights, heat, fresh air. Someone was here. She drew her blaster and moved slow. In a large hall, she saw them, people, dirty, tired, armed. They looked human. A woman stepped forward holding a rifle. "Who are you?" she asked. "Captain Reyna, from Earth." The woman's eyes widened. "Earth is gone." Reyna shook her head. "No, it's hidden. I'm bringing it back." The woman looked at her team, then back at Reyna. Slowly, she lowered the gun. "My name is Tala," she said. "We're the last of Voss's crew, hiding, waiting." "For what?" Reyna asked. "For someone like you." They let her inside. The base had a small shipyard, a data room, and old weapons. Reyna showed them the war memory. Some cried. Others got angry. "They erased us," one said. "But we're still here," Tala replied. Reyna shared her plan, to find Earth, to spread the truth, to fight back. Some were afraid, but most stood with her. They had waited long enough. The next day, Reyna worked with the rebels. They repaired an old command ship, loaded weapons, rebuilt comms. They were no longer just survivors. They were soldiers again. Then Echo spoke up. "To find Earth's location, we must reach the Council data core. It holds everything, even secrets." Reyna nodded. "Then that's our next move." Tala frowned. "It's in the heart of Council space, heavily guarded. We don't need to fight our way in," Reyna said. "We need to sneak in." That night, Reyna sat alone, staring at an old Earth flag hanging in the base. It was dirty and torn, but still whole. She remembered her sister's smile, her father's stories, her city, her planet. They tried to take it all away, but memories don't die that easy, not when someone fights to keep them alive. The next morning, Reyna stood before the rebel crew. Her voice was steady. "We were forgotten, not destroyed. We lost Earth, but not our fire. We don't fight to take power. We fight to bring back our name." Tala smiled. "Then let's remind them." The ship engines roared, the stars watched. Silently, and far away, deep inside the Council's stronghold, old files began to flicker. Earth, a word they had tried to bury. But now, it was waking up. Reyna's new ship, the Dawnbreaker, moved through the dark edge of Council space. Behind her, the rebel crew watched their screens closely. No one spoke. One mistake, and they'd all be dead. Echo guided them. His voice stayed calm. "Council. Scanners are ahead. We must go dark." Reyna flipped the ship to stealth mode. Lights dimmed. Engines slowed. The ship became a shadow in space. Their target was close. The data core, a giant cube floating above a gas planet. It held every secret in the galaxy, every planet, every race, and maybe Earth's true location. Reyna looked at Tala. "Ready?" Tala checked her rifle. "Let's get what they stole from us." Reyna, Tala, and two others entered a small drop pod and flew toward the cube. It spun slowly, its black surface covered in lights and cameras. Echo cracked the outer security code. "Door unlocked. You have 6 minutes before they detect you." The pod latched onto the side. The door opened. The team jumped inside. The halls were clean, bright, silent. Everything smelled like metal and order. They moved fast, staying low. Reyna followed Echo's map to the central server room. Suddenly, a drone flew around the corner. It scanned the hallway. Reyna ducked. "Too late," Tala whispered. "It saw us." The alarm blared. Red lights flashed, doors slammed shut. "We keep going!" Reyna shouted. They ran. Blasters fired. Council bots poured into the halls, fast and deadly. The rebels returned fire, moving room to room, leaving sparks and smoke behind. Reyna reached the server room. She slammed the override switch. The heavy door opened. Echo's voice came through, her earpiece. "Plug me in. I'll find it." Reyna connected Echo to the main core. Blue lights danced across the wall. Files flew past the screen. Worlds, codes, languages. Then Echo stopped. "I found it," he said quietly. Earth was not destroyed. It was moved. Reyna blinked. "What?" "They used dark matter engines to shift it, out of normal space, hidden in a sealed dimension. Only Council High Command knows." "Where is it?" she asked. Echo sent the coordinates to her wrist. "Here, but you'll need a special key to enter that space." "Where's the key?" Echo hesitated. "Inside the mind of a council general. They locked it in his neural core." Reyna cursed under her breath. "That wouldn't be easy." Suddenly, the door behind them exploded. Reyna and Tala were thrown to the floor. Blaster fire lit the room. Then, he stepped in. Tall, armored in black, eyes glowing red. The same hunter from before, but stronger. "You should not exist," the hunter said. Reyna stood up slowly. "Tell that to the ghosts you made." He charged. Tala fired, but the shots bounced off. Reyna rolled behind a console. She reached for a power cable and slammed it into the wall. Sparks flew. The lights flickered. The hunter paused. That was enough. Reyna grabbed Echo's drive and ran. Tala followed. The other two stayed behind to hold the door. They didn't make it. Reyna and Tala reached the pod and launched. The cube behind them began to pulse, calling for reinforcements. "We need to go, now!" Tala shouted. Reyna docked the pod with the Dawnbreaker. "Echo, send the ship the coordinates." The ship turned and jumped into hyperspeed. Far behind them, the Council sent out a message. "Earth's fire is rising. Hunt it down. Burn it completely." Inside the Dawnbreaker, Reyna stood on the bridge, her hand on the console. "We have the location," she said. Tala looked at her. "But no key." Reyna's eyes narrowed. "Then we go get it." She turned to the stars, her voice strong. "You hid our planet, you erased our name, but we are still here." She looked at her crew, tired, scarred, but ready. "This war isn't over." And somewhere, in a part of space no map could reach, Earth waited in the dark, forgotten, but not lost. Reyna's ship soared through a field of stars as the Dawnbreaker raced toward a dark, hidden zone. The coordinates from the data core pulsed on her wrist display. The message from Echo still echoed in her mind. Earth was alive, moved to a sealed dimension by dark matter engines. But the key to this secret, locked in the mind of a council general, still remained far away. Now, her next destination was clear, a place where the hidden Earth might be found. Inside the ship's command room, Reyna gathered her crew. The room was dim and quiet, the hum of the engines the only sound. Tala leaned over the console, eyes fixed on the screen that showed a swirling mass of darkness. "This is it," she said quietly. "The black hole fields. They say it hides the lost planet." The crew exchanged worried glances, knowing that hidden inside this shadow was not just a planet, but the hope of all humans. Reyna recalled old stories her father once told her, stories of Earth with its blue oceans and green lands. Now she looked at the dark mass on the screen, wondering if any of it was true anymore. "We will find it," she said firmly. "We must prove that Earth never disappeared." The Dawnbreaker soon reached the edge of the black hole field. The ship trembled as gravitational forces pulled at its hull. The instruments beeped erratically, and the colors on the screens twisted into eerie patterns. Every second felt like a battle, and the crew tightened their grips on their controls. Echo's calm voice came through the speakers. "Stay focused. The field is strong, but our determination is stronger." With great effort, the ship managed to navigate through swirling debris and unseen forces. Then, as if emerging from a long, dark tunnel, a vision appeared on the forward screen. In the distance, against the dark canvas of space, a faint blue glow shimmered like a forgotten promise. It was a pale, wavering light that moved slowly as if it were alive. "That must be it," Reyna whispered, her voice trembling with a mix of awe and hope. The crew adjusted their course slowly, approaching the source of the light. As they drew closer, the blue glow came into focus. It was Earth, but it was not as they remembered. The blue sphere was scarred and battered. Its lands were crisscrossed by giant scar lines and its oceans were pale. Yet, amid the darkness and decay, the planet still pulsed with life. Tiny lights flickered on its surface, small pockets of human activity, like beacons of hope hidden in the deep recesses of space. Reyna's eyes widened as she saw floating above Earth a dead satellite. It played a soft, haunting melody. The tune was old, a song that her grandmother used to sing. The familiar strains of the Earth anthem filled the command room, and for a moment, the crew felt as if they were touching home. "Our song," Tala said softly. "It still sings." On the Dawnbreaker's screen, the planet rotated slowly. A trembling message from Echo popped up. "Earth is alive but broken. Survivors hide in deep bunkers. The planet is controlled by gravity locks and dark matter shields. We must disable them to bring our people out." The revelation hit Reyna hard. They had come so far to find a planet that had not been erased, but hidden away, its people forced to live in secret. Determined, Reyna gathered her team for the next step. "We need to land on Earth," she said, her voice firm, "and break through those gravity locks. We must find the key that will undo the Council's work." The crew nodded, knowing that the real fight was just beginning. The ship's landing. Gear deployed slowly as they prepared to descend. Outside, the black hole field warped space, making the landing dangerous. The Dawnbreaker shuddered as it fought against the cosmic forces. The landing was rough. Sparks flew as the ship's hull scraped against the invisible edges of the dark field. The landing bay on Earth emerged from behind a veil of twisting energy. Inside, the world was silent except for the faint hum of machinery built by long-forgotten hands. Reyna stepped out first, her boots touching a surface that pulsed with a quiet, hidden life. The air was cool, with a strange mix of recycled oxygen and forgotten scents of the old world. She recalled the stories of lush green forests and calm blue seas. Here, Earth was a mix of ruined cities and underground shelters. Signs of rebellion were carved into stone and metal, messages of hope that had survived the Council's purge. Reyna's heart pounded as she moved deeper into a shadowed corridor that led to a massive door, its surface lined with symbols of a lost civilization. "Here," Echo said through her earpiece, "behind this door are the controls for the gravity locks." Reyna found a panel on the door and worked on bypassing the old security system. The symbols glowed under her touch, as if welcoming her. Slowly, the door opened, revealing a large chamber filled with old, dusty machinery and screens still displaying faint lines of code. In the center of the room, an old control console shone with a weak light. Reyna sat before it and studied the controls. "These locks keep Earth hidden," she said. "They force our people to live underground and in small shelters. But if we can disable them, we might free them to rise again." Her voice was steady, full of the fire that had carried her this far. Outside, through the wide bay window of the chamber, she watched Earth rotate slowly. The floating lights on its surface began to flicker more rapidly, as if they sensed a change. The haunting melody of the dead satellite grew a little louder. It was a call to awaken. In that silent moment, Reyna made a promise to herself and to all her people. "You may hide in shadows, but Earth lives, and we will bring you back to the light." Reyna pressed a final command. The machinery in the chamber hummed to life, and one by one the gravity locks began to disengage. The screens showed signs of activity, signals returning to flickering life. Outside, the lights on Earth brightened, becoming a constellation of hope. In that moment, as the cosmic forces battled and the planet stirred under the gentle caress of renewed energy, Reyna knew that the fight was not over. It had only just begun. The old world was waking up, and soon the voice of Earth would roar once more. Reyna stood at the command console, her fingers trembling over the controls. One by one, the gravity locks around Earth were falling. Each lock that broke sent a signal across space, an echo that something long buried was waking up. Below her, lights on the planet brightened like stars being reborn. The planet wasn't silent anymore. "We did it," Tala whispered beside her. "Earth is breathing again." But Echo's voice came through the earpiece, calm but cold. "Warning, multiple council ships approaching, estimated time 5 minutes." Reyna's heart dropped. They followed us. Tala looked at the sky above. "They're coming to finish what they started." Reyna stood tall. "Then we'll show them Earth isn't afraid anymore." Outside, the Dawnbreaker's guns came online. The old rebel fighters in orbit powered up. From the shadows of Earth's ruined cities, old defense systems blinked awake, ancient, dusty, but still ready to fight. People in bunkers received Reyna's broadcast. "This is Captain Reyna, speaking from Earth. We are still alive. We remember everything. If you can hear this, rise. Join us. This is our home." Across the broken lands, people looked at each other in disbelief. Then one by one, they moved. Old soldiers put on uniforms. Engineers started engines. Families came out from underground, blinking in the pale sunlight. Hope returned, not in a shout, but in quiet action. The first council ship arrived, a massive black destroyer, then another, and another. Soon the sky above Earth was filled with their shadows. They sent a message. "Surrender. Earth is forbidden." Reyna responded, "You erased our name from the stars. But now, everyone will remember." The sky exploded. The Dawnbreaker fired its rail cannons. Rebel fighters zipped through the clouds. Earth's defense turrets lit up. Missiles screamed. The Council answered with brutal force. Energy beams slicing through orbit, drones dropping like rain. In the chaos, Reyna moved with purpose. She had one last mission: use the stolen data core to send Earth's story to the entire galaxy. Proof of the war, the betrayal, the silencing, the truth. She ran to the transmission chamber. Inside, a glowing console waited. Echo's voice guided. "The system is ready, uploading all files." The screen filled with memories. Voss's fleet, the Council's attack, Earth's hidden suffering, and Reyna's journey. "All of it. Send it," she said. A pulse shot out. Across the stars, on planets both rich and poor, screens flickered. Messages arrived. People watched in silence as history played out in front of them. Some were shocked, some angry. Others cried. In one council hall, a leader dropped her drink. "This can't be real." But it was. Earth was no longer forgotten. Back on the battlefield, the tide turned. Council ships began pulling back. Some exploded midair. Others fled. Reyna returned to the Dawnbreaker, her face bruised, her arms burned, but her eyes full of fire. "We're still standing," she said. Tala grinned. "They came to erase us. We became the ink." As the last council ship vanished into the void, cheers rose from Earth's surface. People lit fires, danced, hugged. They had waited in silence for so long. Now, they could finally speak again. Reyna stood at the top of a broken tower, watching the blue skies return. She pressed her wrist comm. "Echo." "What now?" the AI answered, soft and thoughtful. "Now. The galaxy knows your name. Earth has a voice again. What you do with it is up to you." Reyna looked out at her people. Survivors, fighters, builders, humans. "We rebuild," she said. "We return." A child ran up the steps and handed her something small and old. It was a metal badge, dirty and bent. It read, "Earth Fleet, never." Silent Reyna smiled. The stars had tried to forget. But now, they would never be able to. The end.